All right, y'all. It is planner season, and I want to talk about what works for me and what didn't. As someone with ADHD, and I hyperfixate and like to try a bunch of different things. I also work from home and I'm a homebody, so I don't totally have a lot of plans. I just like stationery and paper. So yeah, let's talk about it. I've seen others do this, and I think it's gonna be fun. Okay, I don't even know where to freaking start. Yes, I do. Okay, so this was the year I saw 6,000 Hobonichi videos at the end of last year and ordered a bunch of them, and then became a paper snob, and one thing led to another, and that's how we ended up with this stack. So the ones I ordered from Hobonichi were the Techo A. Anyway, the ones I ordered from Hobonichi were the Techo A6. I told myself I would do just like a little journal of the day in this one, and that lasted a couple months, if that. Then I tried to use it as a junk journal. That also didn't stick. Then I used it kind of just like whatever I want. I practiced like some handwriting in there. I really like the size of this. I wish I could have made it like an everyday all the time. I'm like still trying to figure out how I can make A6 work, but I don't pick this up. It sits to the side. Definitely not every day. Then on the Hobonichi topic, again, what I started my year with this year was these two. The Hobonichi, again, I love this size. I love how I had decorated it. I was using this for like my plans, my habit tracker. I tried mood tracker, no spend, what media I was doing, what I was eating, which is still all that I track, but this just turned out to be like, it's too small for me. I like a big page. And again, I'm not going anywhere often, so I don't totally need portability with my planner. I did see, I'll tag Maddie because she was my inspo for like doing my book journal in here, which I really loved. I kept up with half the year and I'm like kicking myself for not. I guess I could back do it, but I won't. I know myself. I did like goals bingo. Like I really went hard on this one at the beginning of the year. I was trying to do like monthly recaps in the back. This is some people's planner piece, but it just wasn't mine, unfortunately. It's too small, like a lot of space. So with that led to me trying to experiment with these two probably around the February, March-ish time frame, which is also when I like started making content on this kind of stuff. And so I've got two books. These are both Sterling Ink, half year undated. Again, I was experimenting. A5 and B6. So my B6, I was using, you've probably seen a lot of my content on this one, as my like memory keeping. So I wasn't even using it as plans. I was using it more of like a journal at the end of the day, or at the end of every couple days. I'd put pictures, stickers, whatever it is, to say what I was doing. And the monthly section in this, I was using as like a highlight / gratitude of the day situation. And then in the back was, well, again, these are undated, and I like that the Sterling Ink, even the dated ones, the back pages aren't dated, but this I was using as like my daily, if you're a cousin user, pages, but I did not use it every single day. Junk journal, try to do junk journal spreads, like little bits from my mail that I get. Yeah, so this one was like an aesthetic attempt at like a journal is what I was using this one for, along with this one, which is where I was like trying to keep up with this and the weeks, and that just wasn't happening. But I started using this, I'll flash it real quick because there's like work stuff in here, but this is where I was doing like my plans for the day, for the week. And again, I more so fill it out like what happens throughout my day. I will put the plans on there at the beginning of the week if I have like a nail appointment or something, but it's more so what I do throughout my day. I write what packages I'm waiting for. I can never remember what food options I have in the fridge, so I put just like what my options are to eat, and then I do my habit tracking, and just trying to do a little bit of content planning here. But I did end up trying to use this as a content planner. It's like touch and go. Sometimes I check in, sometimes I don't, depends. Then in the back, I was just experimenting with a bunch of stuff. I tried to do journal prompts, which I stuck to for a month. And I liked it, but like some days it really felt like work and I stopped doing that. So then I was just trying to use it as a daily page and then a brain dumps page, whatever I was feeling. But less junk journal in here, more like get my thoughts on paper. So yeah, I just felt like I was doing a lot, but I liked having them separate. And I really like looking back on this one. So I wanted to keep my memory keeping journal in my system, but I wanted a fresh start for the second half of the year because, again, I started these in May, but they're only or in March, April, so they were only half year. So I was like going to be stuck with finishing them in October, and I just was obsessing over that, literally losing sleep over it. So I was like, let me start fresh in July. So I'm looking at all these part twos, blah, blah, blah. But I discovered the Rosy Life Planner, and it's pink. So like I wanted to try that. It had the Tomoe River paper. And so this is a A5 full year, but it's undated. And I really like this planner. I have been keeping up with it every day. And this one I do my habit tracking on like the perpetual calendar. I do like my no spend period and what if I cook dinner, ate dinner, or I went to my parents' house for dinner because they live close. I love to eat from them. I do my plans on the month view page. I kind of love an undated planner because you really get to customize and do whatever you want with the setup. And then I don't feel as bad when I skip things. So in this one, I have been like experimenting with my week layout. I track my day throughout the day. I don't really stick to the time. I just kind of use stickers or whatever to show what I'm doing. I try to write what I eat sometimes, what I spend. But what I've really stuck to are my weekly to-dos on the top here, the packages that I am waiting for, and then at the bottom I keep track of what I'm watching and what I'm reading each day. And I like doing that. I also write what mail I get. I have a lot of mail clubs, I have pen pals, and I order a lot of shit because I like to shop. But like this was a week I went on vacation, so like I didn't bring this because it isn't very portable, I will say that. But again, it's rare that I'm not home for a while. So yeah, I've liked doing that. And then in the back of this one, again, it's undated, so there's no dates on the daily pages. I do like monthly spreads, if you will. So I have a mood board. I track my incoming and outgoing mail. A monthly wish list, because again, I like to shop. I track my project pan finishes, my skincare routine, my like favorites of the month / my fixations, because they change a lot, all my purchases. And then I try to keep a media log. This I would like to do not on a monthly basis. I would rather do this just like in general for the year. So that's something I've learned for next year. But yeah, so then I make those same spreads again for August because I enjoy that. And then since this is a full year, but I started in July, I told myself I'd keep going into next year, but I should have known I would want new stuff. So I've just been using these, the second half of the daily pages for like my brain dump, good morning journaling, whatever I freaking feel like. And I will say for next year, Rosy Life announced their flow planner, which is going to have monthly view, horizontal view, and vertical view, and daily pages all grouped by month, which I already pre-ordered. So that's going to be my main thing for next month because I do better with most of my stuff in one book, and then I have little side accessory books that I can switch in and out what I'm doing easier. Because for this right now, I have that one, and I already had started the like memory keeping version. Like I had the first half of the year where each week I do like a more aesthetic memory keeping version, and then my like junk journalish pages in the back. But it's just becoming, it's a lot to keep up with. So I don't love that. And I like stress myself out if I don't keep up with both. So I want them to be together next year. So then my little accessories and what these are where I kind of like experiment and switch them in and out and around all the time. At any given time, I usually have some sort of pocket. It'll either be a pocket rings where this is where I'll write like a grocery list or just a random thought, or all of my little pocket small accessories have monthly views. So I do write my plans in a couple of places, but this is because I usually have this with me, but it's not like a planner, it's just doctor's appointments and shit. And yeah, so in here were like shows to watch or books recommendations, like if I'm out, that's where I will write that down. And again, these are all interchangeable, whichever one I'm feeling that day. This has been the current one that I have been feeling. This is a Paper Republic pocket. And in here I have a sticker release book page with some stickers. I have a Sterling ink. It's a weekly booklet, and in here I've been tracking my spending every day. Let's not talk about it. I have just a notebook, and in here I write whatever. And like when I went on vacation, I wrote my summary of the day in here to put in my planner later. So like I rate my day out of 5 stars. I have my gratitude, my habits. I just wrote them down in here versus trying to bring all of that. Actually, I did bring all of that, but I didn't feel like doing that on vacation, so I just wrote it down in here. And then I do have my pocket monthly view. Again, this is where I'll write like a doctor's appointment or whatever, if this is my planner I've got with me at the time. This came with my Paper Republic. It's just a weekly like view planner. I've done absolutely nothing with it, so that sits there. I like the Sterling ink booklets, booklets better because they're thinner. And then I have a personal size rings binder that, again, this I've switched out the cover many different times. I keep track of my subscriptions, like when they come in, and cross them off. I keep track of, again, if I'm not feeling writing in my planners or something, I'll just write it down quickly at the end of the day so I can fill it out the next day. Brain dumps. I have like my Christmas list ideas for people in here. My 2026 planner list ideas. Don't ask me how many times I've freaking started that. Sites I like to shop, different like list ideas like that so I can easily find them. And then I do have some sticker release paper in here that I put stickers on to be able to use. And then I almost forgot my one last planner. This was a total impulse buy. This is the Papier mid-year planner. I have to say I really like the paper in this. Like, it's not as thin as Tomoe River paper, but it is fountain pen friendly. It's really smooth to write on. I like it a lot. This one I've been using as a goals. I was using it initially as like a goals planner, and I would just journal a little bit about how I was doing with my goals of that month. And it's kind of morphed into a like energy and mood / cycle tracking planner because I'm really trying to figure out my cycle and like when I've got energy and why sometimes I have no energy, and to just kind of plan better for my tasks list. And then I just got these, but I haven't used them yet. I'm gonna experiment with some happy planners next, so stay tuned on that. I know I'm crazy. I know I have too many planners, but I absolutely love it. So yeah, that's all. This was long-winded, so sorry, but not really sorry. Hope you enjoyed. Yeah, and since my husband got me this new camera, I'm gonna be trying to make some more videos like this. So let me know what you like, what questions you have. Thanks. Love you guys. Bye.